my girl to the coffee shop.
Nice out.
Yeah. People be thinking I'm doing the walk of shame, walking down the road.
My same pants as last night.
Yeah. No, we're just weirdos. We just figured we'd get a little exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my walk of shame girl here. Having like a little coffee and stroll with my girl. Smells good too. Found some skeletons over here. Don't you just love her? She's the best. Look at that smoking hot wife of mine. Let's go back in. Let's go back in here.
So Shannon's walking away from me. Come back. Come back this way. Turn around all the way so I can see you're behind. These were his pants he wore last night to dinner.
No one can see that. I was gonna return them. I didn't see it.
Me neither, apparently.
We are at some statue. What's it called, Jess?
I don't know how to. Amitabha Stupa and Peace Park.
We're coming here to get peace.
Yep.
Pipe. Peace pipe.
To get a piece?
Peace. Yeah, I like the sound of that better. This is definitely
Mother sentiment beans.
a beautiful bench.
It's gorgeous.
Gives me some ideas for a project.
So pretty.
Kind of cool, but not sure what it is. But the views are breathtaking. Mainly this one, especially when she gets that jacket off. I think the one on the right is coffee pot. I know it doesn't look like much of a coffee pot, but pretty cool views out here. We're in the Buddhist park, so it's kind of different.
Contains the coffee pot.
Yeah. Amazing. I don't read much, but when you show me a picture, I never forget it. If you know what I mean.
Not get on with that.
What? Just following my wife around like a little puppy dog. Meow. Bluffs and stuff. Jess said, let's go skinny dipping. I was like, I'm all for it. We can pretend we're down there. You just take all your clothes off.
It's too windy up here.
Oh.
It is pretty out there.
Well, we stopped at the old, I thought it was an antique store. But they had a lot of cute stuff. And
I think it's just the building that's
I bought a
vintage.
soda and I got my girl a sugar cookie. And some agua. Now we're off to the next whatever. Okay, it's Thursday morning. Got back from our anniversary trip. Got this 60 brought up here. I got some brackets I gotta cut off. I was noticing the U-bolts. One of them was broke. This thing must have been from back east. Look at that. Looks like someone did a Krylon job on it and covered up some sand. It feels pretty good. Not sure if they got new gears in it. I thought they said they put new gears and stuff in it, but needs brake pads. Not sure if these calipers are froze up. You can tell they just cut it out of something. They cut the pitman arm off. I've got a steering kit coming from Off-Road Design, so we'll be eliminating all that stuff. But lots of brackets to cut off. We're gonna go with the old school conventional U-bolts where they come up from the bottom like on the old Chevys. And I'll end up doing a little notch right there in that casting so that that U-bolt will come up and wrap around this casting here. But just time to get going on some stuff. We'll get these brackets on here. I'm still waiting for the steering kit and whatnot, but other stuff I can work on. Well, here's some good news. This joint appears to be the same exact size as the yoke on that. I just gotta knock these clips off of here that Ford uses and probably put some new joints and stuff in it. But other than that, I think we'll be in business. I think this thing might just bolt right back in. Yeah, look what we got here. Todd Volk sent me something. Looks like he uses the same packing tape I do, the good stuff. LOL. I love it. Let's see what he says here. Here are some sanding wheels we use at work. The wheels that have a radius on them work well for corners. I watch you sand a radius onto one of your flapper wheels, so I decided to send you some of our wheels that already have radiuses on them. The 6-inch sanding disc removed material pretty good. I added other stuff to fill the box. Really enjoy your YouTube channel. I'm hoping to make it to Hammers one of these years to see it in person. I watch it every year online. Hope the red and blue wheels help you out. Well, that's awesome, Todd. Thank you very much. I can't wait to try and use them. I've never used one of these. I don't know if anyone else has, but they look pretty freaking awesome and they feel good. And he sent me some gloves to pad the box. Can never go wrong with that. Thank you very much, Todd. I appreciate it. I've never seen these either. He's awesome. Oh my gosh. All kinds of stuff in here. Rotary bits. Tungsten. Man, I feel like Christmas is here and it's not even December, Todd. You didn't have to do this, but I sure appreciate it. Man, I've never used these big ones like this. I'm not sure if they fit my torch, but I'll have to give it a whirl. You're very awesome. And a bunch of cutoff wheels. I know how to use them. Thank you very much, Todd. All right, let's get these brackets cut off in here real quick and then we'll move on to something else. Well, thanks, Todd. I'm gonna try out your new radius sanding disc and let you know how it is. It's in this nice little curve here. Very smooth. I like it. And it gets in the corner radius. Doesn't grab anything. Thank you, Todd. All that junk cut off. Sanding her up nice. And it looks like Cody Bender made it over here. Got that bumper all powder coated. Oh yeah. We're still waiting on the plastic for it. Yeah. flipped it over after I got that bracket cut off, and I did a nice clean cut and sanded it, but there is so much rust. Man, she is pretty rough. Kind of like this deal here that I noticed. Pretty wild. Yeah, check out that rust too. Lots of rust. This thing must have been from Rustland. Got the axle all cleaned up. Now I gotta remove this cross member, get it out of my way. Lots of dumb stuff. Well, one was tight out of 3. It's definitely well lubricated down here. Something's leaking. Do the other side. Okay. Like that. I'm just using all these handy things that Todd sent me. This magnetic light, pretty cool. I was putting this bracket up in here in the frame, and there's in the destructions, they're not real clear, but there was a hole in it, and that's how I figured it out for the shifter linkage. So that kind of helped me get that figured out and whatnot. But just trying to get everything where I know where it goes. Oh, look at this. Is this Santa Claus here already?
Yep, that's right.
Ho, ho, ho. I like that word. Yeah, thank you, Todd, for the awesome magnetic light.
Road design for that truck.
Oh, nice. Yeah, look at this light that Todd sent me. I'm using all this stuff.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Right.
Yep. Almost as bright as me, huh?
Now, I do take this very seriously. Of course, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So here is something from our local hospital. This is your reminder to schedule your annual mammogram. It's addressed to Ms. Shannon Campbell.
Oh, well, I better get down there and get my mammies grammed. You can touch them and check them. We'll do. You know what? I'll check you. You check me.
This is also real funny. We've got a mailer from a real estate agent.
Yeah.
It's Anthony.
Oh, your brother-in-law.
So obviously, whoever does his mailers.
Maybe he wants us to move.
He wants us to put our house on the market.
Go to Montana or something.
Yeah.
We're gonna start this morning by getting these front hangers on because you measure off of them. You can see this frame is kind of box broke or whatever, and these holes are just a little bit off. This side actually fits good. It's just the difference in the frame rails. So this side, I got all the bolts in, and this side, I've got to modify these holes here. So one bolt fits, so I'm gonna cinch that up, get that tight. Off-Road Design makes all these brackets, and they got a lot of different holes for different years and stuff, but you know, like I said, the frame rails are kind of crappy. You can see the chicken shit way it's put together, just formed and stuff, but the bracket's beefy, it's gonna bolt on, so we'll get that bolted up and then start doing some measuring. I actually fired up my heaters this morning. It's a little cool, so hopefully that doesn't affect the sound on the video, but anyways, start with this one bolt hole. And you can kind of see, you know, I don't know if you can see it, but these holes are just a little off, so I'm gonna take my rotary file and open them up, or a drill bit or something. Yeah, see what I'm talking about? Not bad, but they're off a little. I think this will be probably the best thing to use. It's the kind of a unibit, 1/2 inch drill bit. If I need some more pep on my drill. There's 1, 2, 3. Now, there you go. She fits like a glove. A little bit of an angle, but she'll tighten up. And then we have to drill these inside holes. They're not there, so we'll do that next. And like so. Okay, we got them in there. There's supposed to be 2 7/16. They give you multiple holes. This one here, I actually had to drill at an angle to get the bolt in, then I'll just put it in without the washer. And it'll go like that. I'll put the washer on the inside. I'll get an actual shorter bolt. I could drill this one and put it in there, but I'd rather have the leverage from back here, so. And to tell you the truth, it's probably not even necessary, but because there's a hole there, we'll put it in. You could even weld these brackets on if you wanted. I'm not going to, but the front of this, I'm not sure exactly how, but I'm gonna incorporate some kind of worn winch mount into the front, and it'll be a cross member going between the 2 frame rails to make it strong. I was talking to Steven over at Off-Road Design, and he said, you know, they use the bumper for part of their structure to hold it together. So he said, feel free to make something. And usually when I make a bumper, it becomes part of the frame. This back one that I drilled, I got to do it by hand because I can't get an impact on it, but I did put a shorter bolt in it so that I didn't have to wrench on it too long. Suck that frame right up, just like so. As I was putting these front perches on, I was looking at this, and the stock bumper bracket slid in, and it had nuts welded into it, and kind of gave me some ideas. And I was actually almost even thinking, if I took this, well, when I get done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of here with some kind of a bracket, and in between these 2 front spring perches, I'm gonna make a tray that holds a winch and come up with some kind of design, hopefully something unique that's not really out there, which is really hard because there's so many different ways that people have done these. But my idea was maybe come out, and then the bumper that he has is very nice. I was thinking maybe if the tire's clear and don't get into the bumper, because we're talking about maybe putting some bushwhacker flares on it if we need to open the wheel wells, because I'm trying to go with stock height springs and stuff. I don't want no blocks in it. I want it to sit nice and low, but the tires still tuck up in there. So I was thinking, if so, maybe I cut the half of that, or this portion of the bumper off, and use the outer bracket, and then make it butt up to my centerpiece, which would be my winch mount. So it looks kind of stock from here, but then bam, all of a sudden you got this bitchin' looking, you know, winch mount for the worn winch. And I mean, the front of this truck's beautiful, all this nice looking grill and stuff. So I figured, you know, if we can keep the chrome corners of the bumper on there, that might be badass. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments. But meanwhile, while I'm dreaming about that crap, I like to get my mind going in 500 different directions. That way I don't get anything done, if you know what I mean. But this shifter linkage, there's a hole in the top of this, and that shifter linkage goes through it. So that's what I'm going to use to kind of line my bracket up. It tells you 46.5 in the destructions from that point up there to this point right here, and I'm roughly 46, so I know that this has to work, so I'm going to use that hole to line it up. If anything, it's going to change my shackle angle a little bit, and then I'll just make this side match whatever I do on the driver's side. So when you do it, start on the driver's side because of the shift linkage and whatnot. So now I'm going to get these holes drilled and go from there. I've gone ahead and clamped my bracket, and I'm going to go ahead and drill it. And yeah, look, I got safety glasses on, even though in 1970 I was born with them because I was born that long ago. But I wear safety glasses when it's important. I need more than safety glasses. I need a face shield, man. These curls that are coming off this frame rail drill, and I got one in my mouth. Ouch. Burnt my lips. Jess is gonna be mad. So I got one other little thing going on, trying to get inside the frame. There is a spot back here in there, but I can't get my damn meat paw in there. So I am gonna hole saw this son of a gun right here, and I think it'll be fine. There's already a hole there, so making the hole a little bigger ain't gonna hurt it none, and then I can be able to get my little fingers in there and do some bolting. Check that out. Now I can get in there and do whatever I need to do. Cost me a drill bit because this stupid drill's got so much torque and I broke it, but I got her done. I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, oh, you just messed up the integrity of that frame, but you know what? It had a slot in it, and look at, I can get my fingers in there. I can even get a wobbly socket in there, and then I'll clean that up a little bit and finish drilling my holes. So good news is he knows who a fabricator is. If something ever happens, he can bring it back to me and I'll charge him again to fix it. No, it's just very important to be able to work on them. See, I can get in there now. It's plenty strong, or I wouldn't have did it. Wouldn't have done it. I didn't finish school, so my vocabulary sucks. To do some drilling, I had to pull the exhaust, which is no big deal. But the damn guy that put this back bracket on must have been the same guy that did it on the Jeep. He just welded it right to the frame. I'm not sure what's wrong with people. Got everything done. I'm just gonna hole saw right through here. That's for that spring bolt to go into the frame, and then you can access it from my hole on the outside. They have this hole here, but I can't get my hand in there. So I like my outside hole. That worked out very sweet, having that hole out there. It also allows me to get to, when I put the shackle bolt through, to get in on this side. So I think it should just be part of the instructions. At least that's my thought. Next order of business, I put this bushing together. I went ahead and pre-greased it. The bolt has a grease joint on it to lube this corner, but this goes up in here, and then that bolt and spacer goes on the inside of the frame. Check it out. I couldn't even imagine not having that hole. I'd have to come in from clear back here and try and get my arm in there, which is impossible. But it worked out very nice. The shackle works good. You can see how it fits the frame and stuff. Very nice kit these boys make. Thank you, Off-Road Design. If anyone's looking to do this, I'm sure there's other companies, but Steven and the boys over there make a pretty nice kit. It's pretty beefy, and so far it's been very friendly. I've measured this side good and move this one over to this side, so I'll start by popping these bottom holes and then these, and do the same thing all over again, and hope to God that this exhaust clears my bracket here when I'm done, we'll see. I replaced all the header bolts. They had lock washers and stuff, so I put some flanged crush nuts on them. A little long, but it's the same length that they had in there. So hopefully the gaskets are still good. If not, we'll have to get some of them brass ones that they sell at Summit. But yeah, everything's on there. Headers are bolted back up and the exhaust and everything. So now I'll start looking at this bumper stuff, and I need to get some brake pads ordered, so I'll call Paul over at AutoZone and see if he's got some stuff he can deliver over here. But pretty nice kit. So we're going for a drive, and everything's blocked in the shop but this thing, so we're taking the old Jeep. We're gonna go check out the colors of the leaves changing up a little more north.
We hope so. Hopefully they didn't all get blown off in this last storm. That'll be our luck.
Yeah.
There'll be nothing.
Well, dear, hopefully we're not late on seeing all the colors. Some of the trees are bald.
Look out there where the sun's
Over
hitting
there,
to the right.
you can see that's very pretty over there, but we're going up here a little further. We're up by Sunrise Ski Resort and stuff, and we're gonna go over to Big Lake in the backside over by Black River.
I wish I had my real camera out. Wonder if he'll stay for me.
Nice little sheep. He's like, all right, I'll come back over there so you can take a picture of me. Probably gonna ram our Jeep.
Shit. There's too much stuff in my way. Get him because I'm gonna open the door. Get ready. Oh, he's got a collar on too? He does, huh?
Yeah. He's just coming towards you. He is literally like seen some wildlife, and some wildlife we didn't even get on film. Some turkeys that were trying to chase us down the road.
Shannon was asking me. But it appears that it's showing up anyway.
We love it though.
Absolutely. And those clouds make for a beautiful sky.
Well, we had a nice little deal. Now we're gonna get some fish fry or something here at the chalet. She's always telling me I'm a messy eater. She got all kinds of
Look at over here. That's not from me though.
sweating like a pig, hey? Just kidding. She spilt butter on herself.
Actually, no, I didn't. Dennis dropped butter all over. So look at it.
Saturday morning, 36 degrees out.
Can you see my breath?
We love our coffee though.
Yeah, me too. What are you gonna do today?
I'm gonna try and start on that bumper. Why Donnie's putting the front end under that, hopefully. So hopefully I come up with some good ideas. But
Very good.
I'm gonna lay in bed with you all day.
I have to clean the cabin.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I have to do that, and then a couple chores around the house. That's it.
Her chores. She said, "What happened to your lip?" I was like, "I don't remember."
Yeah.
But now I do. A drill shaving went in my mouth.
You're gonna have to wear a full face mask for work.
Yeah, whatever. Well, looks like Donnie's here. Looks like I'm gonna have to make some breakfast and get to work, dear. I made you breakfast, dear. Yeah, here you go.
Thank you.
Donnie started working on the spring bushings this morning, getting the new bushings in. We're using the stock negative arch springs, and we might throw a little arch in them. We're gonna get them under here and see where our ride height's at. I've got a winch that I've had. It was one of my show winches for SEMA and stuff that I'm gonna start mocking up in here. This is the stock bumper bracket. My idea is to kind of get some shape off of it. I'm probably gonna end up cutting this little trim piece that's popped onto the grill, because my idea is to use part of the stock bumper on the ends and build that tray that holds this. So I want to raise this up as high as I can, and I think it'll look cleaner if it cuts in where the bumper piece comes out. So we'll kind of go from there and see what she looks like. Our luck has it, these bushings are that much too wide, so I'm gonna bandsaw them off and sand them so that they'll fit inside the new shackle right there. Yesterday I fit this sleeve so it fit perfect, so today we'll cut these off. See if she fits, hombre. Seriously? I gotta sand that bitch too, huh?
Those little knurls on
All right, hang on. I got the sander right here. Try that.
So is that how they always come, or it just
Yeah,
comes
no,
two leaf, or is it always wrapped?
No, it's always got a military rack on it. Oh, sweet. Ow. Meat hammer hurts. They just don't make skin like they did back in the 70s. It's getting pussified. Down. Okay, hang on. Let me put some grease on this. If I can find my grease. Do a little pre-lube on it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard it.
Tap that in. So don't mess up that dessert.
Yep.
Wow. She definitely needs to flex because that's
Which way's it gotta go?
the last shackle needs to go. I have to do some massaging on that. Look at it and see what you think. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna put a little heat to this, and we need to squeeze this U-bolt up. We had it made and I might have wrote the wrong dimensions down, but it's just a little bit wide, so we're gonna narrow it up so we got a nice perfect fit. Okay, go ahead and start putting the squeeze on it, Donnie. Watch your teeth. Oh, is she crawling on us? Okay, let's try that. I think that's gonna be more like our flavor right there. Let's go see what we got here.
Careful, it's hot.
Yeah, that's what she said. I'm hot. That is absolutely perfect. So we'll go with that. I like to make my own plates. This is the cast side, so it's a little bit bigger than this side. This is 1/2 inch plate. We're gonna punch this 5/8, or Donnie is, and then we can make the other one and get it up in there. And I'll start dreaming about my bumper again while he's doing that. We've got this big stripper that goes on there to knock it off, but it's such a pain in the butt to put on and off that we just don't worry about it. He's cutting out this spring plate. I got my winch back up here, and I'm trying to figure out how far out I need to make the cradle that holds it and figure all this stuff out. All right, I kind of made a half-ass pattern, and what I'm trying to do is get a plate. These are the 3 bolt holes on the bumper perch that comes out. I'll kind of show you what I got going. This isn't perfect to the bumper, but it's what's gonna bolt it into the frame rail. And I made it a little bit long so I can add whatever I need to. This will be my first template, and then the next one will be made in metal. So hopefully this gets me where I need to go. This is the 3 holes, I'm gonna punch them. And then we'll start getting that tray going. Donnie's got the spring perches ready to go. Next, what we gotta do is get the forklift in here. And we gotta grind a notch in here for the U-bolt, like the Chevys have. So that's our next little thing. So we picked this up with the forklift, and we're gonna put our notch in here. And thanks to Todd for these new radius discs, I found a new project for it. We're gonna go ahead and sawzall just to go through a little faster, then we'll use that.
To clean it up?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Almost like we knew what we were doing, huh?
At least you do.
That shit. Yes, sir. Thank you, Todd. She works very nice. Look at that. Okay, Donnie's gonna clean the rust off of them. I'm back on my bumper project. Back and forth, you know? Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and punch these 1/2 inch and hope that we're pretty close. I'm gonna end up opening the metal up and welding some nuts on it so that when you put the bumper on, you don't have to hold nuts. You just stick the bracket up in there and it goes to town. Kind of figuring that out. Donnie's getting these on here. You down, Donnie?
Down. Oh, you know what? We're probably gonna have to take these center caps off.
No, it goes right around it.
Does it?
Think. Oh, the hub. I forgot.
Yeah.
Just pop the center out. It just pops out. Just punch it. There you go.
Down. Oh,
Now he's
a little
got-
more.
More down?
No, more. It was up a little.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yep. Now down just a smidge. A little more.
Nice. Got the old Vision wheels on there. And then what we can do is actually take that center cap and maybe hole saw the
Knock a
center
hole in
out of it.
Yeah.
That way it fits a little nicer, but we'll see. Might look all right. So here's what I got going on. I've made that fit on the bumper bracket holes and I've measured across. So now I'm gonna try and make a template in metal and I'm gonna make it a little big. That way, if I trim my bumper and put it on there, I can shape it to the bumper when I'm done. I'll just leave it square for now and get the tray done. And then once I get that and kind of hold that bumper up there, I hate to cut that bumper up if I'm not gonna use it, but I have a feeling I can make it work. Everybody does tubing and shit. Every bumper out there looks the same to me, so I figured try something different. Well, I've already wanted to revamp it. So this was gonna go on this outside rail, but see the gap between the winch and this? So I'm gonna change it up and I'm gonna make it fit them 2 holes and I'll probably put a couple more or maybe just one above it. And so it's 3 holes just like that and move it. Then I can get this closer to the frame rail. I think it's gonna look a lot cleaner having these 2 closer to the winch. So that's what we're doing next. I'm gonna revamp this, but I kind of got the shape of the inside of that rail and stuff, so we'll just use that for my template and go from there. Figured out the perfect length for our U-bolts and we're trimming them, cleaning them all up.
Whoop, come in a little more. There you go. I think just arch the back up a little bit, dude. Arch the front? The back.
We got it sitting down on its own. I love the height and everything. This bumper might need to be trimmed a little bit. if I use it, and I kind of like it. I really think it's gonna look good, so maybe we will just do some trimming on it and make it look badass. But for the most part, everything looks pretty sweet. That's 35s. And stock height, we're gonna have to do a little bit of work. Donnie, you can go ahead and let that down now. We're gonna have to do a little bit of work. The exhaust is gonna maybe get into the drive shaft because they have headers on it, so I'll have to shorten one of the tubes up. If anything, we might need to throw a little bit of arch on these springs, or even maybe just, I kind of like it, I don't know. We'll just have to see what it does when we drive it and kind of work it out from there. These back spring plates real quick now. Oh, Consuela brought her ride out here. Cleaning her car. The old mommy's Halloween vacuum. You got a little hair in her ride. Got our rear spring plates made, and I got all the U-bolts cut to the proper length. Now Donnie can get the rear done, get them redneck extensions we made out of there. Working on my bumper plate. I cut this and I left it a little bit long. It's just a little valance piece that kind of goes behind the bumper. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut this bumper. I hope to God that I get it in the right spot, and then we'll have something to use. I think I'm gonna be good. I can make it work, but we're gonna go ahead and pull this thing out and articulate it just to see how close things are and check drive shaft stuff.
Look at that.
Well, she's still got more to go.
Yeah?
We might, I mean, it sucks, but I think we're gonna have to put them fender flares on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cutouts.
yeah, the only other way to do it is pooch this.
And I think, come here, and I think the other back, come here, look at this front. I think we should let it down and turn it because it's definitely gonna hit right there.
Yeah. Now here's another thing that we can do. Because we're clearing on the front,
Yeah.
we can move that spring forward an inch. We can drill the hole.
Yeah, the center pin.
Yeah, do that.
Yep.
Get an inch that way. I thought about that when we were doing it, but I didn't know how close we would be.
And look at that spring, man. That spring's fucking nice.
Yeah. How close are we to the drive shaft?
Way far away.
Well, I don't know. It looks like it's gonna go right through it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
With
We
the
have
exhaust.
to cut it and move it.
So we move this forward. We need to look. So we're trying to figure out what we're looking like. Everything here is clearing. Tires are starting to come off the ground, so we're actually perfect on everything. I just trying to look at things. I need to turn it and see how much forward I need to come on this front axle. What I'm thinking of doing is drilling the spring pad on the axle 1 inch, where it moves it 1 inch forward, to clear that. This is looking good. It's pretty much off the ground. This right here is touching at full bump, and I don't know what I want to do. If I want to cut this, we'll have to talk to him and see if he wants to put a flare on it, because we can raise this up, which will fix everything, but kind of looks nice being stock.
And it'll keep mud from getting slung all over the truck too, you know.
Well, the flare would do that because it
mean.
sticks out. Yeah. But anyways, everything's looking good. We just got to do a little bit more engineering and figure some stuff out. I like these negative arch springs on these big trucks. Keep it nice and simple. A lot of people put the lift spring on it, which is stiffer and it has arch. I think, you know, if we wanted to do anything, we could take these and re-arch them. I've done that before and put a little lift in it that way instead of putting a heavier lift spring on it. And I feel like, you know, everybody thinks because you go negative arch, you lose your ride, but you can see how good them springs work, and they're stock. They're meant to move lightly, so we'll just have to see.
Shannon and Donnie are at home pretending to work on trucks. Just kidding. They're really working. So I am out picking up a nutritious lunch at Taco Bell.
Yeah, it was actually slide a jack underneath the cross member.
And just jacked it up and get the height you want.
Turn the wheel and see how much clearance it's actually giving you. And what we want that jack wheel to do is, if it's like an inch back, have it so it's like almost like maybe a half an inch forward. So imagine that, jack it up to that point. And then
So we're talking to Phil from Valley Spring. He's done a bunch of these back in the day, and we were just talking to him about springs. You know, should we re-arch it, or should we throw like a 2.5-inch lift? He's got a set of 2.5-inch lift springs on the shelf. Yeah, they're 8-inch wheels. But anyways, he's got some springs down there that we can play with. We're just trying to make it where we can keep it as low as possible. So
Thanks, buddy.
hopefully it works out.
All right, bye.
We got us some lunch in us. Jess got us some Taco Bell. Nothing good, but it was food. This is what I'm gonna do. Is my winch plate's gonna come out here. I'm just trying to get an idea of the shape and what it's gonna look like. So I whacked that off, and then we'll tie all this into the bumper plate and make it bolt and stuff. It'll look all clean. I think it's gonna look good. And then what we'll do, we're gonna end up doing some kind of a flare probably, just because we need to open that wheel well up. And then I'll trim this off and give it a nice look once we get figured out what we're gonna do with suspension. So, coming together. Trying to figure out my shape and stuff. I added enough on there where I could hopefully do something. And what my idea is going to be, this actually sits about right there. And then I'm gonna probably leave a 1/2 inch all the way around, and then I'll window that so it's a soft shackle hole. And then we'll build this, and I think that will keep it from looking so bulky when we're done, I hope. We'll just kind of see how she lays out, but now I just need to make 4 of these plates. I'll probably make 1 more and get this bumper trimmed in over here, and I'll go ahead and cut the shape on it and draw my window so you can see it a little better and I can see it.
Okay, you guys, I am so mad at myself. I came to Tractor Supply here because last week I saw this skeleton elk out front that would be perfect for Halloween, literally life size. And of course he's gone, which means They probably bought the display. I'm gonna go inside and investigate. Well, I was wrong. Nobody bought the display, but the wind blew it over and broke him, and there are no more for sale, so I'm still SOL. However, Halloween is 50% off, so I'm probably gonna be able to at least find something to compensate for the elk that I couldn't get. Well, I couldn't get the 6 foot tall or whatever the heck it was elk. I managed to procure a 3 foot tall rooster. Shannon doesn't have to worry too much about storage with that guy.
Donnie holding this side now. I've already trimmed this piece in. I've got a line. It's actually going to be a little bit more over there. You can kind of see we're just holding it up there. Hopefully we can do one more clean cut. There is a little bit of adjustment to make for if I mess up. Okay, we're getting a little closer to what we're going to look like. Right there, it's going to come around. I'll have a flange welded on here that this will bolt to. That way you can pull that corner piece off. This is my template, so I haven't cut it out yet. All right. Something like that. And then this tray will come up and weld on this line right here, and then the fairlead will be on an angle. Just a low slung so you can see the winch and get to everything real easy. And then you'll be able to get your soft shackle in there. So I'm gonna make that tray now. Should be pretty sweet. One of our frame horns. Just gotta weld it up and sand it, and then I gotta make the piece in there. I think I'll let you start welding it. Just don't mess it up. Because that will suck. Just a little bit. Can you do that?
Sure.
I'm brake rolling this, making it fit. Donnie's welding. We gotta sand that off, and then we gotta do these inner pieces. Well, I'm over this program. I got hangry, but it's time to eat. Where you at, Jess?
Get in my coat.
Take me to dinner. I hope you picked a place.